All right, well, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the ASEA Basics webinar. My name is Paul Taira. I am a Triple Diamond Executive here with ASEA. I've been with ASEA since 2009, and I feel pretty qualified to be able to help you get your business off the ground here. My contact information is on screen. If you do reach out to me and you don't hear from me within about a day, please hit me back again. Sometimes messages get buried or filtered out or whatnot, and if you don't hear from me within a day, it pretty much means I didn't get it or see it. So there's other resources on screen for you regarding ASEA Corporate that you can take advantage of, so you may want to jot those down. And I would encourage you to have a pen and paper handy as we go through this training, because there's going to be things that I think you're going to feel you need to write down because you're going to want to use again. All right. Hopefully that's our goal here, to give you a lot of good little nuggets here to help you accelerate the growth of your business. All right, let's go ahead and jump right into it. First step, everyone out there should be subscribed to the 3minutepeak.com platform. It's spelled just like you see it, the number 3, the word minute, and then peek.com for those of you just listening in. And this is our duplication platform and training platform. So there are 10 video modules that will get you in the right mindset, get you to understand and be aware, of all where the potential pitfalls are so you don't fall into them in building our business, and really prepare you for long-term success. It also will train you on how to use the platform, the prospecting platform portion of the website, to be able to expose your prospects and put them through a process, okay, that is duplicable, meaning that when they enroll in the business, they'll be able to do the same thing for their contacts and their prospects as well. It's very, very critical, guys, for you to understand we are not door-to-door salesmen. You're not a ASEA salesman. Okay, you are business builders. To equate it, or to give you a better analogy, you're more like an executive headhunter, okay, or a franchise recruiter, okay, because you're out there looking to cause duplication. Duplication is what causes and builds residual income, which creates leverage to allow you to create wealth. Okay, so I just want to make that clear, because so many people go out there and all they do is they talk about the product, and they just sell maybe a case or here or there of ASEA. But when you talk about, the right message, then you're going to see the results of your business change dramatically. This is the when you go to the website 3Minute Peak, this is the page you're going to go to. Go ahead and you can read the overview of it and all the benefits and all the features that it has. But then when you're ready, go ahead and click on Get Your Site, and you'll be able to get your own site. This, by the way, this platform is being adopted. The next generation of it, it's being adopted by corporate, and it is phenomenal. I mean, there's so much more that it will be able to do. We've been working diligently on this for a number of months, and are excited here to be releasing it soon. So you're going to be able to get a jump start on having a duplicable process here by taking advantage of 3Minute Peak today. So let's talk about the process overview. When you get your account, you're going to sign in, and you're going to get training. There are 10 video training modules. You'll go through all those. You're going to get a great welcome greeting from Tyler Norton himself, and then you're going to go and you're going to start to build a list. You're going to start to write down people that you know, that you have a great relationship with, people that you sort of know indirectly through other people, and then, of course, people that you're just meeting along the way, okay? And we want to then identify these people as being prospects. See, everyone starts out as being a suspect, but in order for us to identify them as being a real prospect, okay, we have to learn a little bit about them first. Imagine that. and I say that facetiously because so many people go out and do what we lovingly refer to as vomit on them. In other words, they just go out and start blasting away ASEA information. Hey, what's your name? Jim. Jim, my name's Paul. Jim, I just saw the most amazing technology in the world. You can make $1 million here with this thing. It's redox signaling molecules, or molecules in a bottle, blah, 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 blah. And that's really what the other person's hearing. Blah, 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 blah. They're not hearing anything what you're saying. Okay? Why? Because of this quote right here in parentheses. People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. So how can we do that a little differently? Well, when you go up to someone you meet, let's say you walk up to the same person. Hey, how's it going? What's your name? Jim? Jim, how's it going? My name's Paul. Hey, Jim, what do you do around here? That's it. That's it. It's probably nothing any different than you would do if you didn't have a business opportunity to share, right? It's just one critical mistake that most people make is they just do not get to know the person they're talking to first. Therefore, that other person feels like you are trying to get something out of them. This is why people don't like salesmen, or where they always have a negative viewpoint about salesmen. Okay, now good salesmen, the ones that are doing well, okay, people just haven't stopped to think about, why do I like this guy versus that guy? It's simply because the one feels like he cares about you. The other one feels like he's just trying to get a buck off of you. Okay? Don't be that guy. Okay? That's what I'm going to say. And a very simple way to not be that. It's so simple, and I do not like the word easy, but this part of this process is very easy because all you're doing is asking about the other person and being a compassionate human being. That's it. Okay, very critical. Now, as you go through a conversation with someone, there's 4 questions here, and you probably would ask these questions anyway. So guys, don't think like I'm really teaching you anything revolutionary, and don't think that this is some sort of manipulative technique. Okay, while we are receiving information and we're looking, for certain key things, all we're doing is just trying to see if we're a fit for that person. We're not trying to manipulate them into being something that they're not. We're just trying to determine if this is the right person that could create a successful business and that you want to be in business with. Okay, someone who's sharp enough to understand opportunity, to identify, a real opportunity, and to be able to take action and make it happen. And who's hungry, who's really hungry and wants to make a change. So, the first question: do you like what you do? It's pretty, how I kind of work. Again, you may want to write a couple of these down. They may work for you. What I like to say is after somebody tells me what they do for a living, I go, wow. I go, you really dig that? Is that really really fun? Do you get up in the morning every day and can't wait for the alarm to go off so you can get to work? I'll just joke around with them like that. And what do you think most people say? Heck no. I go to work because I have to. It puts food on the table, that kind of a thing. And we know that statistically. I already know that 70% of people in this country do not like what they do for a living. So that's a good probability that they don't like what they do. Okay? But even if they do, that's okay. That's fine. Maybe they're a school teacher and they love work and they love kids and stuff and they love what they do. That's fine. So the next question, and you can't really just ask someone, hey, do you earn enough income? Okay, you wouldn't say that. But usually what I will say is something like this. I'll say, wow, it must pay you a fortune to do that. Now think about that for a minute and write that down. It must pay you a fortune to do that. Why is that statement a good statement? Because it applies to whether someone loves what they do or hates what they do. Okay? Because if they hated what they did, then man, they must be making a lot of money, right? Why would you do something you hated or didn't like? Think about that. Digest that for a second. Okay, because we'll get back to that one. Then, if they love what they do, let's say they're a school teacher, and I'd say, hey, it must pay you a fortune. What do you think the answer is at? No, probably not, right? I don't know very many wealthy school teachers, okay, but they love what they do, so that's okay. The next, I would ask them like what they like to do, for recreation. I may share that, hey, I like to play golf, I like to snowboard, I like to get in the ocean. What do they like to do? And then I ask, do they do a lot of that? How often are they doing that? And what you're going to find is the majority of people don't do enough of it. I got people who told me who I used to play golf with, I haven't played golf in over 5 years, Paul. I'm just buried at work. I don't have any time, and if I could get the time, my wife would kill me if I spent money on golfing when I should be buying new shoes for the kids or this or that, right? And then finally, I would ask something like, so when are you going to be able to retire? Are you pretty close to retirement age? And very common response, people laugh like, yeah, right. I'll probably work until the day I die, stuff like that. Till I got one foot in the dirt. Okay, I've heard it all. Taking a dirt nap, whatever. So again, it's really, really amazing. And I kind of chuckled on the second question because it's amazing how many people out there who don't like what they do and don't make enough income. So they're doing it anyway. And they haven't pursued anything else. They're just doing enough because it doesn't hurt enough for them to do something differently, right? It's like that proverbial dog laying on the nail who's just moaning and groaning, and the owner says, well, he's laying on there because it doesn't hurt enough yet for him to actually get up and move. I mean, that's how it's just so common in the human species as well, unfortunately. Okay? So when people tell you no to any of the above, very rarely are you going to run into someone who says, oh, yeah, man, I totally love what I do. I'm making just way too much money. I can't believe they're paying me the amount of money they have. And yeah, I play golf like about 3 or 4 times a week, and I'm traveling quite, wherever I want, whenever I want. And retirement, I could retire if I wanted to, tomorrow, next year. But why would I do that? I mean, I'm making so much money and having so much fun. How many people you run into like that, right? Not very many. So they're going to say no to any of the above. Then just tell your story. Now, your story, you may not have a success story yet, but you may be able to be empathetic with them and say, look, I totally feel you, And I met some people who kind of shared the process of being sick and tired and being sick and tired of being sick and tired. And, I landed on this revolutionary new breakthrough technology and company, and I'm making a difference now, and I'm actually creating a residual income, building a residual income stream. Would that be something you'd be open to taking a look at? Again, after these people already dumped all the stuff on you, what do you think they're going to say? No, I think I'm good. Now, most people will say, well, what is it? Or well, what are you talking about? Or they may say, yeah, just send it to me. That sounds awesome. That's going to be the majority of the time because, again, you've listened to them, right? You've listened to them, and now you have a potential solution for them. Now, here's a critical part where a lot of people make a mistake. They start to go in the explanation of things. Do not do that, okay? Let's summarize here. At this point, we've identified that this is a prospect. They say, yes, I am interested in also changing my life or generating more income or, having something more, right? At that point, when they ask you what is be busy, you could say like, well, you know what? I'd love to go into details, but I won't be able to do it justice here in the amount of time I have. Let me get your email, okay? And I'm going to shoot you over a little 3-minute video clip that will do a great job of providing you with an overview. You'll hear it from a few different people and their experiences, and then I'm going to follow up with you, okay? And how about later today? Would you be able to watch a 3-minute video by, let's say, 5 o'clock tonight? Okay. The importance of that statement is I'm putting a specific day and time, and it's because it's only 3 minutes. Again, unless somebody already has a jam schedule, they'll say, "Sure, I'll watch it." And you want your excitement to be as fresh in their mind as possible. Okay, so they're excited to open it and they're paying attention, they're listening eagerly. Okay? But if not, just say, "Look, how about tomorrow? Tomorrow at 3? Okay, great. Oh no, day after tomorrow. Okay, so, on Monday, great. How about Monday 11 a.m.? That's a good time for it. Okay, great. I'll call you at Monday 11, and be sure you follow up with them when you say you will. Very, very important. Okay. People will take you so much more seriously and know this is a serious, business if you're not just treating it nonchalantly. If you treat this business like a hobby, it will pay you like a hobby. Okay, but if you treat it like a serious business, it will pay you like a serious business. Now, then monitor your progress in the back office. Okay, you're going to be able to see exactly what these people have watched, how long they've watched it for, if they've opened up a document, etc. And then what happens is that, as you go through the steps, and you'll learn all the steps when you go through the 3-minute peak training, okay? And you're going to, which will be next one will be you'll send them out a more expanded presentation video, okay? And then they're going to, if they have questions, you're going to send them documentation right there from the resource library. And if they're ready to get started, or you send them the Start Right video clip. It's a 5-minute video overview on the different packages that they can get started with. And then at that point, if they're ready to go, you can sign them up. Now, if they're not ready, get your upline on the phone, okay? Let them answer the questions, but it's not just about, even if you know the answers to the questions, it's not about you answering everything and you being the expert, okay? Bring on a subject matter expert. It's going to provide that third party or that social proof, if you will, with someone who's already achieved success with ASEA. Okay, so be sure to bring them on, and all that person's basically doing is going to answer their final questions, ask them if they're ready to get started, and when they make that commitment, then they're in. Okay, it's a very simple process, and just keep doing it over and over and over again. All right, now another question I get is how to send Renew 28 info. Okay, our platform, because we were in the process of doing the upgrades when corporate wanted to adopt it corporate-wide, all the efforts now are shifting to the new generation, the next generation of the platform with the new content. So until that's ready, we have an interim solution here with some media pieces in the resource library in 3-Minute Peak. So once you're in 3-Minute Peak, in your back office, you go to Library and you go to New Library Beta. Okay, click on New Library Beta, and you'll be in the library, which has all the resources. Pretty much everything in your ASEA virtual office is back here. There's other video clips and things like that as well. So if you type in the search box Renew, okay, type in Renew, okay, then you're going to get all of the objects that are Renew related. There's 3 videos and there's 3 documents currently. Okay, we just added this 3rd video, by the way. So what you're going to do is if you hold your mouse pointer over any one of these objects, you're going to see that there's a flyout. One says Add to Send Queue, one says Send, which will directly send it, and then Show Details allow you to watch or preview that video first. Okay, but when you click on Add to Send Queue, okay, click on this Add to Send Queue selection. What it's going to do is going to add this to like a little holding bin, if you will. And let's say, so I select, let's say, Renew 28 Paul, and I go down here and I say, down at the Renew 28 brochure, and I click on Add to Send Queue there. That's going to add those two objects, okay, to the send queue. And if I go up, and I could select, whatever, anything else. I could select other videos, whatever. But basically, whatever videos I select or whatever objects will all appear in this little theater. And I put in the person's email, okay, and they should be in your prospect manager or in your recruit tab, okay. And then I put in the subject and the message body. I recommend clicking on Yes to showing your contact info, and then you click on Send. Now what happens is that person will get that email, and the email will have this link. It says click here to watch video. It'll have all the text that you typed in there, right? Saying, hey, just following up with you. Remember, we're going to follow. I'm going to call you back tonight at 5 p.m. Whatever you want, okay? And then click here to watch video. Boom, this is what they're going to see. Look how, gorgeous that is. It's got a great, but you can see the backdrop in the back of ASEA. You've got all the, elements or all the video clips and the documents that you had sent, and they can roll that video. If they play that, the next one will play after. So really cool, and your contact information is here. Okay, very powerful. Now, here's what. So after they watch it, you're going to see a history in there because you've got them in the prospect manager in the recruit tab. You're going to see when you sent all of these things, okay, and then you're going to see when they watched it and how long that they watched it for. Okay, you'll see that they watched it, or it says that they downloaded the usage guide, they watched that video. So it gives you just tremendous information that so you're aware of your product. Now, don't use this information when you call them and go, hey, I noticed you didn't watch the video. Or, hey, I noticed you only watched 1 minute and 2 seconds. Don't be that guy. Okay. If you do want to mention that, hey, I was looking and I noticed you maybe got stuck here a couple minutes in. Was there any questions that you may have had? Okay. Say something like that. And if they go, wow, how did you know? Are you spying on me? You say, no, this is part of our marketing platform, and this resource and this tool, will be at your disposal as well as you go out and build your business. Okay. So you're already starting to include them as they're part of the team. Okay, so again, because this is such a very powerful tool. Again, market the process, market the business systems, and you'll see your results will accelerate. If you always talk only about the product, people don't even know this stuff exists, and then it's just too much information. Focus on the business duplication process. Again, everyone's going to be using ASEA, that's a given. Okay, but if you don't have enough clarity and understanding on how to use the tools, then they won't feel that they can build a successful business themselves. And as you can see, this is some awesome, powerful stuff. Very simple to use. Not easy. You still got to make an effort, okay? But very simple to use and very, very powerful. Okay. Now here are the video sequences that I recommend. If you make an initial contact with someone and they're strictly fired up about Renew, Okay, then put them in your library, in your prospect manager. Send them out the first clips of you see Renew 28-Paul. That's a 1-minute overview with the Renew 28 brochure. Just send them that first communication. Follow up. Now, when they want more information or more details, then go ahead and send them another communication, that Renew 28, which this is a 5-minute video from corporate. Okay, along with the Renew 28 usage guide. So now they've got something else they can print out and have at their resources. So you're kind of building credibility as you go. Okay, and then finally, you can say, well, let me show you some even more results that you saw on the videos that I just already sent you. And then you can send them the Renew 28 video. This is a brand new piece. It's about 8 minutes long, and they're going to see that. And they're also going to get exposure to ASEA, the liquid nutritional supplement, too, to kind of tie the two together. So, and you do that. You type in, just keep connecting to them, keep them in the process. At that point, they should be super fired up to get started. You should be able to send them the getting started video and get them rocking and rolling. Once again, if they're not ready, get that 3-way phone call going and have your upline make them feel comfortable enough to get going. Okay. Again, guys, any questions? If you do, click on the little hand raise icon button in your GoToWebinar software. If you're just calling in on the phone line, go ahead and do a *6 on your phone. If I do call on you at any time, by the way, you still will need to do a *6 to unmute your phone line. Okay, if there's no questions, let me go ahead and move on to describing ASEA when you can't be busy, right? We talked about being busy and not vomiting on somebody, but if you're on a plane flight and you're sitting next to somebody and you tell them, oh, I don't have time right now, they're going to be like, what are you talking about? We got a 4-hour flight, right? So that might not make sense. So here's something, an analogy, and this is in my 90-second overview, but it's a pretty quick one that most people can relate to, right? Most people have a cell phone, and they know that when they go to an area where there are a lot of cell phone towers, they get that coveted 5 bars of signal strength, right? And their communications are crystal clear, okay? However, if they go to an area where there aren't as many cell phone towers, then their signal strength drops, and they have a very difficult time communicating. Okay, and if you're someone who's a law enforcement officer or a fireman, right, this could be devastating because it could mean people's lives are at risk. So if you could increase the number of cell phone towers in an area and bring that signal strength back up, you could once again have crystal clear communications. Now, how does this apply to ASEA? Well, ASEA is basically the cell phone towers of the body. And this is exactly what goes on in your body. As we age, we make less and less cell phone towers. And so by replenishing the cell phone towers in the body, the signal strength goes back up, and your cells communicate more efficiently, and damage is repaired more efficiently, as well as physical performance goes through the roof because cells are running at optimal performance levels. Okay? And of course, the aging process, because this is one of the most fundamental reasons why we age at all, slows down dramatically. So again, that's why our technology is fundamentally the most powerful health and wellness product on the planet. You can go to reactivebalance.com to get a review of that. It's again maybe 90 seconds long. Kind of review that so you're comfortable with this concept. But you could pencil it out, or you can just get good at communicating that in conversation. If you can also rewatch this training as well, I'll go ahead and post this later the week. It may be later today, but probably later this weekend. Okay, describe me Renew 28. There's a website, renewoverview.com, in about 60 seconds. Because it's skincare and everyone already can relate to skincare products and looking younger, and we have the clinical studies, and they see some before and afters. You can go to renewoverview.com. It's the same video that I just shared that should be sent in the first step of the process there. If you went into the 3minutepeak.com library, that very first video, Renew 28-Paul, right? That's this video clip here. But this allows you to just, if you're in front of somebody, boom, show it to them if you wanted it to do the work for you. Okay. Okay, let's talk about achieving goals. It's basically consistency over time. If you just talk to 2 people a day, after 1 year, you would have talked to 720 people. If only 5% of them enrolled, 36 people, you would have personally enrolled over the course of that year. Now, if you're using the correct videos here, which are basically the opportunity-centric ones, and you're having that opportunity conversation with your prospects, not the product conversation, okay? We're not in the sick care business, guys, okay? We're in the wealth care business, really. And when you understand that, you will see your business grow. And again, it's not saying that you're not allowed to help people that aren't having health challenges with our technology. No, that's great. That's always going to happen, okay? But if you want to build a successful business, you need to start having business conversations with people. Okay, I know you're excited about the product. I know that, and that's great. And you're going to share your experience with the product. But again, people join network marketing and start a business because they want to generate additional income, period. That's over 80 some odd %. Otherwise, they're just a customer. And that's fine. You can have customers, but wouldn't it be better to get healthy and wealthy at the same time? Okay, well, then you need to talk about how to create wealth, okay, because they're already going to be taking the product, okay? Now, 24% is the conversion rate if you are putting them through the proper process using 3-minute peak, and that would be 172 enrollments over the course of the year, okay? So if you just did 2 a day, 172 people you would have enrolled in your business, and what does that equate to? A lot. Okay, I would be shocked if you were not at a 5-figure monthly income. Okay, if you did this consistently, and it's no different, guys, than if you're going to the gym or you want to lose weight. Okay, if you eat right and you exercise each day, or make some modification, okay, you are going to lose weight. You're going to be healthier a year later. The problem is most people quit after 2 or 3 weeks. Don't be that guy. Stick with it. Okay? And prepare yourself that most people are negative. Like we know from our opportunity video, 95 people out of 100 at age 65 are dead or dead broke. Okay? Because they never do what it takes to create success. They just continue to do just enough to get by. Okay? Don't be that guy. Okay? Because you have this amazing vehicle, but you still have to get in the car and drive it. You still have to pilot that. 3 people a day is over 1,000 a year, and at a 5% conversion rate, it's 54 signups you would have had. 24% would be 259. Okay, so somewhere between 54 and 259 enrollments just by adding 1 more person a day. Is that doable for you? Think about that. It really brings to mind one of my triple diamonds there, Sylvia Fontana out of Canada. She said, Paul, my goal is to talk to 20 people a day. That was my goal in the very beginning, and that's what I did the first year. She said, if it was 11:59, I go, no wonder why you went to triple diamond so fast, right? But basically, she said, look, if it was 11 o'clock at night, and I only talked to 19 people, I put on my robe and I went to the gas station down the street, and I would find someone to talk to, one of the attendants or whatever. Okay, she said, all right, go. If I knew I've already talked to those people, I go to another gas station. So basically, there's like no exceptions. There's just no exceptions. That's what gets you results. No exceptions, and do it over time. This is not going to happen next week. It's not going to happen next month. Okay? Give us a year. Give us a year of this consistent ratio. Now, if in a month from now or 2 months you're saying, I haven't signed anybody up, okay, we need to take a look at what you're saying. Okay, and we need to take a look at your process. But I'll tell you that 9 times out of 10, or probably 10 times out of 10, either the people haven't been talking to the people, they don't have it, that's what's great about 3-minute peak is you're putting the people in the system, so we can see the numbers. Okay, but then they're not doing the follow-ups, the 3-way. So that's usually where the dropout is. They say, well, Paul, I don't know, I've only signed up 2 people. That's why I go. That's funny. I remember doing like 2 3-way phone calls with you. Oh yeah, well those are the guys who signed up. I go, well, is that just a coincidence? Yeah, I'm like, you tell me. So I go, why don't you just keep getting more people on the phone? Let's get this thing rocking and rolling, and then you can get on the phone with their people. All right? So again, it's really not a mystery. It's just, are you going to do it? Okay? 5 people a day, only 5 days a week. So if you say, look, Paul, I'm going to just go hard 5 days a week, and I want to have the weekends off. Okay, great. No problem. Because even 5 a day, 5 days a week, that's 1,200 a year. That's 60 people at 5% conversion, and at 24% conversion, 288 enrollments. Okay, it's crazy. Guys, I've signed up maybe about 70 people over the last 4.5 years. So you can create tremendous success. I mean, it doesn't have to be a total big number, but again, I do target and look for, high caliber people and people who have had success in whatever they do. And, I just look for, and a lot of those people, they're busy. They're engaged in being successful in whatever they're currently doing. But if you talk to enough of those people, you'll find people who aren't happy with what they're doing, or they're not satisfied. Okay, they think they can be more and have more. So those kind of folks. So that's why even with 70 enrollments, again, typically, if you're new and you're just talking to everybody, okay, you may have to sign up 100 or 150 people like we're showing in these models, but it's okay. You can do it. Would it be worth it? Would it be worth it? Let's say I told you to talk to 1,000 people over the next few years, and then for the rest of your life, you could have over, let's just say 5-figure income a month, even if you stop working. Would that be worth your time? I would venture to say everyone on this call would say yes, Paul. Okay. So it's just a matter of you doing it. Okay. All right. So let's look at the model. And I show this, but I really want you to sit and digest these numbers. The more real this is to you and the more you understand it, you will realize that this is definitely a realistic request for someone to do. In this model, okay, you are just going to enroll 2 people within your first 30 days. That's it. Okay, 2 people within your first 30 days. And you're only going to use 1 case of ASEA for yourself, so you don't have any customers in this example. Now, the next 30 days, the 2 people you enrolled will enroll their 2 people, right? You did it, so it absolutely should be realistic for them. Okay? And again, as I go in front of a live room, I ask people, is there anyone here who doesn't think that they know someone, at least 2 people rather, out of everybody that they know, okay? They cannot find just 2 people that would like to have better health and could use more income. Does anybody not think they can find rather at least 2 people? Out of thousands of people that I've been in front of, I've only had 1 person raise their hand. And I think there was something wrong. I mean, I ever looked at her like, no, she's like, there's something wrong with her anyway. So, I don't really count that. But basically, everyone will tell me, yes, Paul, I know at least 2 people who would like to be healthier and use more and could use more income. Okay, great. So, and then I just say, would you feel it's a fair request to find those 2 people within 1 month? Would that be a fair amount of time? And everyone, of course, says yes. Okay, great. That's all we're going to do. And we're just going to use 1 case of ASEA in this example. So the first month, you signed up 2, you have a total of 2. If everyone's just using 1 case of ASEA each month, again, you get 10% on the lesser side of your team. So 10% of 100 is $10 a month. That's how it's calculated every single month. Now, the second month, the 2 people you brought in your first month, they each find their 2, so that means 4 new people come in your second month. So if you add your original 2, that's a total of 6, and now we're generating $30 a month. Month 3, the 4 people that came in your second month, they each bring in 2. That's 8 now. Come in your third month, you now have a total of 14, generating you $70 a month. Any idea how much money you'd have to put in the bank to get $70 a month? If you threw it in the bank, and the bank, let's just say at around today's rates, gives you 1% interest, you'd have to put in $85,000 in the bank to get $70 a month. Think about that. Because most people goes, oh, Paul, I made $70 this month. I can't live on this. I'm going to quit. Really? That's residual. If you stop doing your work right now at your job, I don't care if you make $50,000 a year. If you stop working right now, you'd be getting 0. And you're complaining about $70 a month. That's the equivalent of putting $85,000 into the bank at 1% interest. What if we push down a few more months? Month 6, 64 people come into your group. You now have a total of 126. Now you're getting $630 a month in passive monthly residual income. Okay, let's do that calc. All right, let's just say, the screen here with my handy dandy calculator, 500,000 times 0.01 divided by 12? Not even that. How about 700,000 times 0.01 divided by 12? Not even that. $800,000 times 1% divided by 12. 600. So about $750,000 some odd in the bank to get $630 a month in passive monthly residual income after working this for 6 months. Once again, how many people did you find? You only found 2. Everyone here only found 2 people, and they took an entire 30 days to find their 2 people, and all they're doing is using 1 case of ASEA or 4 tubes of Renew each month, or a combination now, right? Okay, your residual 600. This is a phenomenal car payment. This is a mortgage or a rent payment in a lot of places here in our country. Push down to 9 months. You now have over 1,000 people total. $5,000 a month. That's $6 million in the bank at 1% interest. Imagine that in less than a year, 9 months. Everyone just finding 2. At month 12, you have over 8,000 in your group total, generating you $40,000 a month. Now, let me tell you, I've never seen it happen this way. And for the reason that I just told you before, in that the same reason why we have an obesity problem in our country, okay? It's not that people don't know that they need to eat better and exercise, they just don't do it. And they don't, and if they do it, all these fad diets, why people make a lot of money off of people just to get them quick, instant results that don't last, because then they go sell them again a different deal and a different deal. Okay? But if people just ate better and exercised frequently, they would get results, change their lifestyle, they would get results for the rest of their life. And they wouldn't have to go on these yo-yo diets and damage their health even more and gain even more weight when they come off the diet, right? So because of that reason, I've never seen it happen perfect like this. Some people get, some hard chargers, go sign up 10, 20, 50, 100 people. But still, majority lazy, don't even do 2. Okay? So let's just say this was a 90% failure. 90% of this did not come to fruition. And you only had $4,000 a month coming into your bank account. Would that have still been worth your time? Remember, that's the equivalent of putting somewhere around $5 million in the bank at 1% interest. And you're still getting $4,000 a month, being a 90% failure, okay? At your current job, could you fail 90% of the time and not be fired, okay? Let alone have $4,000 a month coming into your bank account. Think about that. Really want you to digest this, guys, and really kind of understand the concept of this is a marathon. It's not a sprint. And by doing consistent daily activities, looking for those who see the vision as you, who can find their 2, who can find 4. I think if someone says they can do 2, they'll do 4. And let's get them up to $500 to $1,000 a month very quickly, okay? And let's get them to get that taste and so that they can persist down. And that was a reason for that program, by the way, the AAA bonus program, to get them through this so that they do have a significant amount of income until they can start seeing these kind of numbers start to come into play. Okay, so it starts to get more and more real. So leverage that. Leverage all the facets of the compensation plan, and you'll hit your goals. And just do it for those who want to go to work, who are hungry, and who will take the action necessary to do it. Okay, enough said on that. Albert Gray said the secret of success of every person who has ever been successful lies in the fact that they formed the habits of doing things others don't like to do. I will talk to 2 people a day. I will talk to 3 people a day. I will talk to 5 people a day. Okay? Our mantra here at Team Reactive is today I will do what others won't, so tomorrow I can have what others don't. And that's simply it. All right. Little commercial break here. ASEAstore.com. I get a lot of questions. Paul, where can I get brochures and CDs, DVDs, magazines, books, banners, business cards, etc.? That's at ASEAstore.com. Be sure to, if you don't have some of these extra on hand, I'd recommend getting a pack of them. It's the product usage guide. Anybody who gets ASEA, whether it's a gift or whether it's a sale or a new associate, make sure they had us. They're putting this in every kit in ASEA. And by the way, we have a brand new health awareness form I need to make you aware of. Let me push pause here, okay? And I want to take the time here to show this. Get on screen. Okay, if you go to teamreactive.com and if you go to training product document, as you can see on screen, okay, you may need to jot that down. Teamreactive.com, go to training product document. Okay, we have a new improved product usage guide. You'll see it's here. It's been revised 7/21, just about 5 days ago. Click on this. It's absolutely phenomenal, and I want to give credit to Terry Malmed and Dr. Pilar Labriola, along with their significant others, Dr. Foster Malmed and Dr. Joe Labriola. They did a tremendous job on compiling and simplifying and adding a lot of great additional information with regards to the current product usage guide. So I want to encourage you to use this one. Okay, you're going to see it's going to give some great key points on what has been verified, validated, all the dosage recommendations, okay, and what to look for. And if someone's having what we call going through the healing process, maybe they say, oh, I got nauseous when I first took it, or I don't know, I had a headache, or this or that. You're going to see how to how to answer those questions to make sure that people are stick with it and get the results that they need. Okay, so again, this is at teamreactive.com. If you go to training product documents, right? Training product document section. All right. Now, it's not saying this isn't a great document. Does it work? Yes, it could work. And it comes in every case, so you definitely need to be aware of that. But you can go out and you can download and print the one that I just mentioned for free, and it's going to be even more current. Now, the recommended tools we have, the DVD there at ASEA store is called Meet ASEA. This video or this DVD has all the other videos on it. It has the quick draw videos, the product and opportunity videos. It has the Genesis video, which explains how ASEA was started with the founders, etc. And then the product brochure, the one that we recommend here is the Science of ASEA. Okay, this gives great references, scientific references to research and studies done on ASEA. It really provides that added credibility for people to say, wow, this looks like it's real. Okay, it's not just salt water. And that's really all you need, the DVD and the product brochure. However, if you're going to talk to medical professionals, you may want to have a couple of these other items on hand. The Doctor's CD, the Science of Healing Revealed book, and the Science of Healing Revealed CD. And then we've got another new book called Redox Life. It was written by a two-time Nobel Prize nominee. His name's Dr. Narain Naidu, and he wrote a 534-page book on the underlying technology of ASEA. Now, if you go to pages 206 and 217, 206 talks about specific pathologies that ASEA, well, I can't say ASEA, but that redox signaling addresses. I'm glad I caught myself. Okay, and you're going to see all these named conditions, and then 217 shows all the different organs that have been researched in a clinical environment with regards to redox signaling. And to reiterate, we cannot claim that this is ASEA, okay? It's basically the redox signaling molecules, okay, in the body are what help the body to address all of these conditions, challenges, and different organs and systems of the body, okay? But we cannot claim it's ASEA that's doing that, right? But ASEA elevates the redox signaling molecule levels, but it's your body that's utilizing those and what's healing itself, all right? Just need to make sure that we make that distinction. But again, if you're going to talk to a doctor, don't get into a medical or even a redox signaling discussion, because they're going to want to know, who are you? Why are you qualified to talk about this? Okay, let the people who are qualified do the heavy lifting for you. That's the purpose of these tools. Another great site, IamASEA.com. You're seeing Team Reactive's own Triple Diamond executives Foster and Terry Malmed. There are 50 people approximately here at IamASEA, and you can hear from all different walks of life. Really, the point of this site, guys, is it's social proof. It's showing you that no matter what your background is, you can create success with ASEA. These people here, the majority of them, are executive ranks and above and qualified for the Caribbean cruise. Caribbean, I don't know. ASEAImpact.com. You're seeing another one of the great Team Reactive leaders, and I am ASEA recipient, Michael and Esperanza Stern. And Impact shows highlights all the top-level leadership as well as great rewards trips and incentive programs. So be sure to go to ASEAImpact.com and check that out. And as far as social media, be sure to connect to all the different social media channels with ASEA. There they are. There's the ASEA Corp Facebook username. ASEA Video is the YouTube username. And then on Twitter, it is #ASEA, or you can just go to twitter.com/ASEA. Okay, looks like I've got a question out there from Brad and Mary Fagerstrom. Need to do a *6 there, Brad?
The pages aren't advancing on the webinar.
They're not. Thank you very much. You know what? Thank you very much. Do you see them now?
Got it.
Okay, yeah, I paused the screen as I was flipping back over. As a matter of fact, so I'm glad you said that. Let me flip back over here. Did you see any, Brad, real quick, did you see any of the website illustrations I was doing?
It stopped at a seated store and then didn't go forward. There you go.
Okay. I apologize, guys. I forgot to unpause my screen there. Back at teamreactive.com, let me clarify that, or let me illustrate it. Once again, okay. If you go to training, product, document, okay, that is what takes you to our document section where the new product usage guide that's been revised, 7/21/2014. This is the product usage guide. We encourage you to download again for free, print it out. Make sure that anyone you get ASEA to goes through this process. They understand where their body's at, and then all of the key points on how to properly take it, etc. That's this document. I apologize, guys. I didn't have my screen unpaused. See, you don't have to be smart to make money here in this business. Okay. So again, teamreactive.com, training, product, document section. That's where you want to be for the usage guide. Okay, let's get back to the presentation here. These are the Facebook sites. Let me make sure I did have a couple. You don't really need to see the graphics for the items here, but I read you out. I am ASEA.com, ASEAImpact.com, and then these are on screen. What you're seeing is the again, all of the social media usernames that you should be connected to, so that you're constantly in touch, and you're getting all these different reminders, and you get great info of upcoming events, and just little news blurbs and things like that. Okay. The more you stay connected, guys, the higher your rate of success is. Okay, auto ship. This is your only ASEA business expense. So powerful. It ensures you have enough product on your hand for yourself. You need to be a product of the product. It's going to also ensure you remain active so that you carry over volume. And it's part of the duplication model. People are going to do what you do, not what you say. Okay? Or more accurately, if you're not on it, they're not likely to go on it themselves. Couldn't imagine you getting to that final stage in the enrollment process and that person asking you, which auto ship are you on? Pouches? Do you get Renew 28, or do you get the bottles? And you say, well, I'm not on auto ship, but you need to be on auto ship, right? That's not going to make a lot of sense. So again, and it's part of the business model, guys, right? This is part of residual income. Everyone's on auto ship just for enough product for themselves, one case, or if they want to add Renew, that's fine too. And this is what, over time, as this grows and grows, what creates your stable, solid, monthly residual income stream. People using something that they need and something that they want now as well with Renew 28, and over time generating you that income stream. Now, the free case product has been extended through September. So it's basically, if someone, to be eligible, they have to enroll for auto ship when they first sign up. And if they stay on it for 3 consecutive months, then they'll be able to call ASEA and get a free case of product sent to them. Okay, so that's another great incentive for them to start. And be sure to tell them, hey, there's no pressure. I mean, they can cancel it. They can get their product, they can cancel it right there and never even pay for their first auto ship. Okay, this does not start until 1 month later. So just tell them, sign up for it now, and they can cancel for whatever reason if they're not happy. But we don't want them to miss out, especially after they get the great results we're expecting them to get. not being able to get a free case if they've stayed on it for 3 months. All right. If you're not on AutoShip yet, go ahead and go to your virtual office, log in there, where you see at the top there, My Business. You're going to see a drop-down menu pop down. Go to Manage AutoShip. Manage AutoShip right there. And then it'll say Create an AutoShip order. That's what your button will say. And go ahead and create it at least for one full case of product to keep you active. Whether it's bottles, pouches, or 4 tubes of Renew, get at least one case so that you have 100 PV at minimum in this amount. We encourage people to out of the gate get a case of bottles and a case of pouches, okay? Or a case of bottles, 4 tubes of Renew. You can alternate maybe back and forth because you can always come here and you can modify. You can change that later. Maybe you can go back and forth and change your extra case from Renew to pouches or whatever. But that way too, it ensures that if you qualify at the rank of bronze, that you don't miss out because of your personal volume requirement. Okay. So again, and if you're a couple, you're going to need 2 cases of product anyway. Okay. So again, we highly encourage you to take advantage of that. TeamReactive.com. I gave you a little taste of it there with the document, but you can come here for information on upcoming conference calls, or recorded conference calls rather, that have already been recorded in the can. The calendar of events will have all the upcoming conference calls as well as live events, etc. But in the upper right here, you want to click on Stay Informed. Okay, click on that subscribe button and make sure that you're on our mailing list so that we keep you abreast and give you reminders of upcoming conference calls and trainings like the webinar you're on right now. And be sure that all of your people sign up for the mailing list. Let us do the heavy lifting for you so that you can focus on the activities that you need to be focusing on to build your business. And that is what? That is talking to more people. Okay, doing more exposures, putting more people through the 3-minute peak process. That's it. It's what you focus on as they get started. Let us come behind you and help you train them. Let the 3-minute peak system train them, and let us keep them connected into our community so that they know that they have a great resources and that they can plug in and take advantage of. Okay. So what are the weekly calls and webinars? Well, every Monday we do the Leadership in Momentum call. Bright and early, 9 a.m. Pacific time, which is noon on the East Coast. This is designed to get your week off to a great start. We have some of the top diamond leadership on this call, and they'll give you previews, too, of what's going to happen for the rest of the week on certain calls. Tuesday is the first TRM call. TRM stands for Team Reactive Momentum Call. It also is an acronym for Train, Recruit, and Manage. So Tuesday through Thursday, we have a different subject and a different speaker. Tuesday's call is led by Triple Diamond Executive Terry Malmed, and she usually has special guests like Platinum Executive Dr. Pilar Labriola to help her go through the lessons there. Tuesday night is a vision call. You can get information at visioncall.info, where it's a conference call. It's a different number now. Okay, it is a call that interviews doctors and health professionals with regards to the technology behind ASEA. Wednesday, first thing in the morning, and by the way, TRM calls are at 8 a.m. Pacific, which is 11 a.m. on the East Coast. So Wednesday's TRM call is led by Diamond Executive Julianne Fike. Be sure to tune in that. The focus of that is on recruiting. And then at that evening, Wednesday evening, we have the Connection Hangout. And the Connection Hangout allows you to get connected to industry professionals, celebrities, athletes, and corporate executives, and to get to know that there are real people getting real results with ASEA, and how you can also create real results with the product and your business. And it's a video. You'll see a live video stream. Go to connectionhangout.com, click on join to be connected there. Now, we're looking to do a recap this upcoming Wednesday of the ASEA event. The ASEA Ascent event at Star Valley, Wyoming. Heard it was phenomenal. I've already seen a lot of pictures posted from there. So we'll look to do a recap, and as soon as I get confirmation, we'll go ahead and post that new banner at connectionhangout.com. But keep an eye on that, and Monday morning we should have the announcement. Thursday is the Manage Day for the TRM call. That's led by Triple Diamond Executive Michael Stern and Platinum Executive Brent Brooks. Again, be sure to tune in that. 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. East Coast. And then that evening is the Business Opportunity Webinar. If you haven't tuned into that in a while, it has been updated. Go to Thursday411.com to register for that. Once again, Thursday411.com to register for the BizOp webinar. And then you'll be able to tune that at 6 o'clock p.m. Pacific time, 9 o'clock on the East Coast. And then, of course, Saturday, the ASEA Basics webinar. That's the webinar that you're at right now, and there's the website for it. Once again, be on the teamreactive.com mailing list for reminders for all of these events. Okay, we're in the home stretch here, guys. I'm going to talk about compensation. Now, there is a question here coming in on chat. Okay, Paul Jacques, if you could *6, go ahead and it'll unmute your line. Go ahead and fire your question off.
Hey, Paul, how you doing?
Fantastic. Good morning, Paul. How can I help you?
Good morning, terrific. Hey, listen, question for you back on sending videos out to prospective business partners.
Yes.
What videos would you send out, not on the Renew side, but to business partners?
Oh, the opportunity one. Now, so are you talking about after you've done the initial peak process?
Well, no. When you're using the initial peak contact video for somebody that's interested, which business video would you send to them?
Yeah, that is definitely an opportunity peak. So we've got product, opportunity, medical professional, and athlete. So the one definitely, if it's a business person, it's all about the opportunity. It's going to show just initially the uniqueness and the patent protection of our technology, and then it goes right into the ability to be one of the first and create that leveraged income, and they'll hear from other people's experiences on how it's impacted their lives financially in the 3 minutes. So that's the one you want to make the initial contact with.
Perfect. Thanks, Paul.
Super. You're very welcome. Okay, looks like we got another question coming out here. Emily, what do you say when someone says, I don't want to be involved in an MLM? Oh, great question, Evelyn. Typically, I like to start asking them questions at that point. And at that point, I basically would ask, well, oh, so you've been involved with an MLM? Explain to me, your experience on why, you don't think that that's a good thing. Let them talk. What you'll find is the answers will vary from well, I don't even want to say, but here's what happens is most people, for one, they never gave something a fair shot, and they really aren't in a position to say something's good or bad. They say, well, I've tried, I didn't make any money. I go, okay. Then I ask another question. Oh, well, can you explain to me what you did? Because I'm curious. I would say, especially when I was first starting out, because luckily my mentors prepared me for that as well. And they said, Paul, just ask and get to the heart of the matter, because you're going to run into people who are just negative to be negative. They maybe put their money in something, they didn't do anything, and they just expected the money to come pouring in. Is that a real fair analogy of that? So jot all this down. Take notes. Say, look, I'm new at this. I'm learning. What did you find that wasn't good? Okay, so you got started, and can you explain how the compensation plan worked with your program? 99% of people will say no. They couldn't tell you how they were supposed to make money. So if you don't understand how you're supposed to make money, then how do you expect to make money? I mean, that's just as ridiculous to me. People go through 4 years of college, and they go to become a doctor. I would hate to get on an operating table and say, hey, would you tell me how to make an incision on a chest? I have no idea. I skipped that part. I mean, isn't that scary? Yeah, people are negative against MLM because they threw their money at something and didn't do anything, didn't go through the lessons, can't explain why their product's unique or different than anything else out there, or if it's patent protected or anything about it, and yet they say it doesn't work. No. It's not that the business or the product or the company didn't work. They didn't work the product or this company. Now, granted, there are people who got scammed out of something. That I've seen as well. They've signed up for a company, and they were sold a bag of goods, and they had put a lot of money in it, and then that company went away because of poor management, poor integrity. They weren't well funded, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, we don't have any of those elements here at ASEA. We don't have any of those elements here at ASEA. It's like, I ask people, are you married, or have you ever had a girlfriend or a boyfriend, right? And they, 99.9, if you're over whatever age of 20 or whatever, say, yes, of course, I've had a girlfriend, boyfriend. Great. Or if they're married, let's say someone's married. I'll go in that direction. Say, look, have you ever had a bad date? Did you ever go on a bad date before? And most people will say, yes, I've had a bad date. Okay. So I would say, well, why didn't you just quit? How did you end up getting married? Because you had a bad date. If you're using that same analogy, if you're comparing a bad experience you had with MLM, which basically you've just shared with me, you didn't learn and you didn't understand the compensation plan. You really didn't understand how your product was different. It had a differentiating advantage, and why it was so more powerful, and why people needed to take it. So why are you comparing that to us? Because we don't have any of those elements over here. We have all those. I mean, rather, we have all of that here. It's totally different thing. So again, education is really the key to people. And if people just want to keep doing what they're doing and getting what they're getting, then hey, just next. You got to move on. You know, it's like that dog that's going to lay on that nail and sit there and cry and complain and say how, and yet when you have the potential and they're not even willing to take a look, then hey, you just got to move on. Okay, hopefully that helped. If you need further clarification, feel free to *6 on the phone, which will unmute your line, and go ahead and jump in. Okay, we got another question here. Thanks. You're very welcome. All right, let's go ahead and shift into income. Let's learn about our business, guys. Let's learn about why we're going to be successful. I really, really want to stress that because it always amazes me how little people know or take the time to learn about compensation plan. It's not rocket science. It really isn't. Okay, you can learn this. It may take you a few hours, may take you a week, whatever, but it's learnable, and this is what's going to create your financial freedom. Okay, so it just baffles me. Just because something's different, people don't make the effort to get good at it. To be good at and to be successful at anything, guys, you got to pay your dues. You got to be willing to do what others won't, right? Okay, so let's try to break this down here. There's 4 ways we get paid here at ASEA. We have a fast start commission. This is your immediate income. Okay, when you do an activity, when you enroll someone, you get an immediate commission. The AAA bonus starts after you enroll your first 4. Now there's a couple of additional parameters, or one more additional parameter. We'll talk about that. But basically, it kicks in there, and it's going to create and start you off with at least getting your product for free. Then you can jump up to $500 a month in residual income, and then $1,000 a month in residual income. We'll talk about that. Now the team bonus, okay, as you're building your AAA structure, the team bonus structure will kick in. And this is what's also known in the industry as a binary commission mechanism, and this will provide you with up to $10,000 a week or $40,000 a month in commissions. And then, of course, the check match, this is where your unlimited earning potential comes into play. Okay, the more leadership you create down separate lines of enrollment, the bigger your check will become, because the deeper you get paid in your organization on more people. Okay, it's really neat. You create more leaders who bring in volumes and volumes of more people, and you get paid at deeper levels of those people. So simultaneously, you can see where exponential growth can come in, because you're getting more width and more depth, and that's really what it's about. Okay, to build a huge organization and to create massive wealth here. Now, which side is stability on? The stability is on the fast start and AAA bonus. A lot of people are like, look, Paul, if I had an extra $1,000 a month coming in, even if I'm not doing anything, hey, that's a home run for me. That's stability. That's going to give me breathing room. That's really going to alleviate so many challenges I have in our family environment here. That's what I want. Okay, great. The wealth income, though, is like people like, hey, I want to hit this thing out of the park. Okay, that's where the team bonus and the check match come into play, creating wealth and leveraged residual income, retirement income. So let's talk about stability. Fast start. Whenever you enroll someone, okay, you're going to earn $20 per enrollment case. So if they start with the 1 case package, okay, so they pay their $40 ASEA associate enrollment fee, and then they add 1 case of product for $120, you're going to get $20. And that's as well as if it was 4 tubes of Renew. Okay, if they do 2 cases, it's $40, right? So it's just $20 per case. 4 case, $80, and then 8 case, $160. But it's paid through multiple levels. So let's take a look. So when you enrolled Ann with a 4 case package, that's what this example is here on screen, you are going to receive $80. Okay? If Ann enrolls Jim, then that means Ann would receive the $80. Okay? But watch this. You're going to receive $40. Okay? And this is why it's great. You want to go look for superstars that want to enroll a lot of people, because they're going to get override, but you're also getting override as well for helping out Ann. Now, Jim here enrolls Dan, so Jim gets 80, Ann gets 40, and you get 20. So it's very easy to calculate. Whatever their enrollment package is, just cut, and their fast start is, just cut that in half and cut that in half again. will determine who the two levels above, how the two levels above get compensated. Okay, what if Ann's inactive? In other words, what if Ann's not on auto ship? What if she hasn't purchased at least 100 PV within the last month, or had a couple customers that equated to 100 PV within the last month? Okay, then what will happen is Ann won't get the $40. Okay, you'll get the $40 in this example, and your sponsor gets the 20. So it just shifts up. Some companies keep that money. Okay, not ASEA. They pay it to the first qualified individual in the upline. Okay, another fantastic characteristic of ASEA. Now, let's move on to AAA bonus. Okay, we talk about this a lot in the opportunity, so I'm just going to kind of go through it as a refresher. The L1 bonus, which is $100 every month, requires that you are on auto ship yourself with at least one case of product, 100 PV. So a case of bottles, a case of pouches, or a 4-tube pack of Renew 28. You have 4 personally sponsored associates on auto ship with a minimum of 100 PV each, and that you have a minimum of 600 auto ship volume on your entire first level. So these can be amongst the 4 people. You can sign up more than 4 people, okay, and it can be amongst all of those. It can even include preferred customer auto ship volume as well, okay? So here's the volume. 1 case of ASEA is 100 PV. 4 tubes of Renew is 100 PV. If there are preferred customers, it's only 50 PV, okay? And the reason for that is because the enroller of the preferred customer is getting a $25 customer acquisition bonus every single month, month after month, residually, okay? So they have to reduce the PV in the plan for that. So here you are. If you went out and enrolled your 4 associates and they were all on auto ship for 1 case of ASEA, okay, then you've met your first requirement of being on auto ship yourself for 1 case of product with 100 PV. You have 4 personal enrollments with at least 100 PV of auto ship volume, okay? But you're still going to need to have an additional 200 because amongst these 4 people, that's only 400. So let's say one person gets 4 tubes of ASEA with their auto ship and another person does as well. Now you've got a total of 600, and this will meet your L1 bonus requirement. Okay, let's take a look at another scenario. There you are. You've got your 100 auto ship, and let's say you have your 4 people there, and they all have 1 case of ASEA plus 1 tube of Renew 28 auto ship. By the way, if they do the 1 tube Renew 28 and they add that to their auto ship, there is no additional shipping costs. Okay. In this case, you've got your 100 of auto ship, you've got your 4 personals with at least 100 of auto ship, but we're going to have to add some additional volume. Okay, we need a 100 more worth of volume. So let's say we had 4 personal customers and they each were just doing the 2 tubes of Renew 28. That would make up the rest of the volume you needed to have 600 of auto ship volume. Okay, so that's another way to get to L1. All right, and let's take a look here at this scenario or example. Let's say you had some people here on auto ship with ASEA, some people doing the 4 tubes of Renew. Okay. What you want to do is you want to have spares. So in this case, let's say you had an additional person with 4 tubes of Renew and 1 case of ASEA. In this scenario, you've got your personal requirement, you've got your 4 personals, and because you enrolled 2 more people who were doing either 4 tubes of Renew 28 or a case of ASEA, that would make up your 600 of auto ship volume as well. Okay, so again, a few different methods to get there. Now your L2 bonus, very simple, is you basically are going to help 2 of your 4 enrollees become L1 qualified as well. And for doing that, you're going to add another $250 every single month in your AAA bonuses. So if you add the 250 plus the 100, that's 350. The commissions you're getting from the other parts of the program should equate to at least a total of $500 a month. Okay? Now, if that duplicates one more time, so if you take these 2 people to the level of L2, then that means you'd be L3 qualified. And that would add another $400 a month to your AAA bonus. That's $750 there, the commissions you're getting from the rest of the program should equate to a total earnings now each month of around $1,000 a month. So this is how you get to $1,000 a month, get to L3. Okay? And like was referred to earlier, you want to have spares. Don't just enroll 4. Okay? Don't rely on the minimum. Get some extra spares here. Okay? And teach others to get extra spares as well. That way, let's just say someone's credit card expired this month. You don't want to have to, not miss out on $100 because someone's credit card expired at the last minute, right? So you have a couple of extra spares, and it will also make sure that you're volume qualified as well. So let's talk about getting to beyond $1,000 a month. Okay? Like Zig Ziglar said, you can get all you want in life if you help enough other people get what they want. So by helping 2 people become L1 qualified, you're at L2. By helping 2 people become L2 qualified, you are at L3. Very, very simple, right? Very simple concept. Okay. Now, let's talk about team bonus. Okay, the team bonus structure. As you're enrolling people in your AAA structure, in this case, Dan enrolls Tina. Tina is also front level on Dan's AAA structure. Okay, when he enrolls Matt, Matt is also on Dan's front level on the team structure as well. Excuse me, I think I said AAA before, the team structure. Debbie, now on the team structure, you can only have 2 people beneath you. So when Dan signs up Debbie, he has to put Debbie underneath Tina or Matt. Okay, in this case, Debbie's underneath Tina, and the next person here, Teresa, goes on the other side underneath Matt. You want to keep it as balanced as possible, okay, because you get 5% of everything up until where it's balanced, okay? So in this case, everyone's getting 100, doing 1 case of product each month, and because it's perfectly balanced, you get 5% on everything. So that would be 5% of 400 would be $20. All right? Now, as they duplicate, these people come into more and more into play. So if Tina and Debbie become just L1 qualified, that's going to add in more volume to your team structure. Okay, in this case, another $60. So you can see with fast starts and everything, that's how we get to the $500 amount when you add the other $350. And so here's what you want to do, okay, to rank advance up the plan. By helping people on your left and right team become qualified, you're going to continue to build more and more commissions on your team structure. So in this scenario, if you had 3,000 of volume on your left team and 2,500 on your right, okay, remember it's 5% up to where it's balanced. Now, in this case, there's 3,000 left, 2,500, so it's unbalanced. The easiest way to calculate this is simply 10% on the lesser side. So 10% of 2,500 would be $250. $250. And that means this will zero out for next week. And because there was 5,000 more points on the left team side, you're going to start next week with 500 points of volume. Okay, so it carries forward as long as you're active, which we talked about earlier, just having that 100 points of each and every week, 100 points each and every month, 100 points of volume personally will make sure that you continue to carry forward volume in the plan. So if we add the 250 here to the 750, that's where we get to $1,000 a month. Okay, so you can get up to $10,000 a week or $40,000 a month just from the team commission portion of the plan alone. And so how do we get to 2,000? Well, let's help 2 people on your left and right become L3 qualified. Okay, by doing that, we've got at least 10,000 of volume on each side, and 10% of 10,000 would be in another $1,000 a month, plus the 1,000 coming from the AAA bonus, okay, for yourself, and check matching, which this is a very conservative amount here, okay. This is probably more like a few $1,000s a month, but I think it's good that we make it a little conservative here. Okay, but let's get to bronze and have 2 L3s left, 2 L3s right. To get to gold, get a bronze on your left and a bronze on your right. Boom, you should be a gold here, and that's generating you an extra $2,000 on the team commission portion of the plan. Total should be $4,000 to $5,000 a month. Again, these are very conservative and realistic numbers for someone that's qualifying gold each week. Now, this is where I'm going to stop, because the reality is when you get to gold, you will know exactly what it takes to get to platinum, diamond, and beyond. Okay, you'll have a great experience and all that. But we stop here too, because realistically, guys, this is income replacement. This will replace at least one of household's incomes. In a lot of cases, full-time income for people, in our country. And the reality is, if you can get to $4,000 or $5,000 a month, you can get to $10,000 a month. You can get to $10,000, you can get to $20,000, you can get to $50,000. Why is that? Because if you can bake a dozen cookies, you can bake 1,000 dozen cookies. You have the recipe. And by this time, you've got a great recipe. Just keep doing more of it. Okay? Now you're going to check match approximately 10 to 20%, more like 10 to 15%, on every associate in your group up to 7 generations. When you are a bronze, you get 1 generation. A silver is 2. A gold is 3, etc. Triple diamond, 7 generations. What is a generation? It goes all the way down to someone who achieves the rank of bronze executive or higher. Okay? That's 1 generation. That could be hundreds or thousands of people. That everyone who gets a team commission check, you get 10 to, let's say, 15% of that amount added to your own earnings. How powerful is that? Okay. So in the last stretch here, I'm going to talk about getting rank. Every package that you get puts volume in the team commission part of the plan. Okay, the basic, which is the 1 case package, puts 25, all the way to the 8 case puts 200. Now, if you're wondering why the discrepancy there, is because remember, there's fast start commissions that are paid out of this enrollment fee. There's also the website hosting, the kit that gets sent out, and some of them are discounted deeply, right? Because starting at the 4 and the 8 case level. So all that has to come out. I think it's very generous of the company to put in these amounts into the team commission part after all is said and done. This is more accurate on the volume conversion. Someone buys a case of product for 120, 100 gets put in the plan. 1 case as a preferred customer puts 50 in the plan, and a half case for 65 puts 50 as well. Remember, the 1 case preferred option only puts 50 because the enroller of that preferred customer gets a $25 commission bonus every single month, month after month. The PV required to be active up to the rank of Director 700 is 100 PV, but for bronze executive and higher, if you want those matching checks, you need to have at least 200. Okay. Now, if you only have 100, you'll still get paid as a Director 700, but you won't get the matching checks. You won't get a percentage of everyone's check in your group. Okay. So, and that's why too we encourage everyone to do this right out of the gate. Have a case of bottle. Have a case of pouches right out of the gate so that you have enough product on hand for yourself, for your spouse and loved ones, and for extra for demo, etc. It should be a no-brainer. Okay, and if it's renew, you have extra renew on hand so that you can move the tubes as well. So director is your active and personally enroll active associate on your left and 1 active associate on your right. So there you are. You have 1 active associate left and right. Congratulations, you're a director. The next thing to shoot for is to become a Director 300, meaning you're a director with 300 group volume in the pay team. So there you are. You have 300 total in your pay team. Congratulations, you're now a Director 300. You will now have your commissions release. So the minimum you'll get is $30, 10% of 300. Okay, but if you overshoot it and get 400 or 500 of volume, great. You'll get $40 or $50, right? 10% of whatever that amount is. Also, the company is going to send you out a pin and a certificate to recognize your achievement of becoming a Director 300. Director 700, just more of the same. Instead of 300, you have 700 that moves in a single week. Congratulations, you're a Director 700. All right. And you'll get another pin and another certificate as well to recognize your accomplishment. Now, this first milestone position, the first executive rank, is called Bronze Executive, and it's a director with 2,000 group volume in the pay team and one Director 300 down two separate legs. So I will clarify what that means here in just a second. So the first requirement is that you generate 2,000 of volume in your pay team, okay, in a single week. So you can see this is a stretch going from 700 all the way to 2,000. Now, you have to have two Director 300 legs. So what is a leg? Well, everyone that you personally enroll and everybody underneath that person would be considered to be in that leg. Okay, it's based on personal enrollments. It's just the terminology or nomenclature for that. So if you signed up somebody, let's say you signed up this person here, let's say they did not become a Director 300, but let's say this person did become a Director 300. Then you can still count that person. It doesn't have to be someone you personally enrolled. It can be anyone down that leg that becomes a Director 300. And as long as you have another Director 300 in a different leg, then you could say you have two Director 300 legs. So again, even if you had 50 Director 300s down one leg, that still wouldn't count. You still have to have another one in a different leg. This is what demonstrates to the company that you're a leader. Okay, you didn't just get lucky, let's say. Okay, you didn't just sign up somebody and they're doing all the work. Okay, you actually are helping other people, multiple people, become successful. The more people that you help become successful, again, the more successful you become because you're getting paid on more people and you're getting paid on more with rather, and getting paid also on more depth into your organization. Okay, Silver Executive, just more of the same. It's a director with 3,000 group volume in the pay team and 3 Director 300 legs. So again, 3,000 in 1 week on your pay team. You add the third Director 300 leg, and congratulations, you would now be a Director 300. And then a Gold is a director with 5,000 group volume in the pay team and 4 Director 300 legs. So again, just like going from Director 700 to Bronze, it's much more of a reach because it's much more of a significant achievement. 5,000 in the pay team and 4 Director 300 legs. Congratulations, you're now a Gold. Again, guys, this is the targeted spot we want people to shoot for because this is now income replacement. This is for 5,000 or more, okay, a month. I know a Gold who's earned over $10,000 a month, but that's not normal, okay, but I'm just telling you the potential is there. Usually if you're doing over or 5 figures a month, you're probably at platinum or above in rank, but you can do it. Just depends on the quality and caliber of people that you're bringing in to the group, which will determine, again, how much volume they're generating and how many matching checks that you're receiving. All right. Boyd Matheson said that true character is the ability to stay focused on your goals long after the mood in which they were created has passed. And I just encourage everyone, if you're feeling a little bit discouraged, just remember, okay, the first day that you signed up, how excited you were. What really has changed, right? The product still works. You're seeing all these people with great results. Hey, heck, if you're just running into negative people that aren't willing to take the time and invest the energy to learn and change their life, don't let them determine your future and your success. One of my favorite quotes from my friend there, Les Brown, he said that his teacher told him at a very young age when he was deemed mentally educably retarded, okay? And that's what he told one teacher that another staff member had told him. He said to Les Brown, he said, son, don't ever let someone else's opinion of you become your reality. Think about that. Don't ever let someone else's opinion of you become your reality. And I'll tell you what, even more that drilled in my head as I was building my businesses is this from Albert Einstein. He said, condemnation without investigation is the height of ignorance. Once again, condemnation without investigation is the height of ignorance. How can someone else tell you something is good or bad if they haven't done their research, if they haven't looked into it? We had a question earlier about that, about being negative against MLM. Well, Again, that's somebody just stereotyping. It's just like saying, I could say, oh, real estate doesn't work. Oh, the stock market doesn't work. I know people who've lost their entire life savings in the stock market. I know people who have preyed. There are people who have preyed on elderly people and their life savings, getting them to invest in a penny stock so they can get their own commissions, right, out of that transaction. And that company goes under in a very short period of time. They've lost their whole life savings that they would pass on to their generations. Yet, would you say the stock market doesn't work? Or is it just a certain individual that overpromised something and underdelivered? Okay. Very, very important concepts, guys. These are the things that have kind of pulled me through, because I was in a very negative environment, a very negative, a very skeptical, pessimistic, cynical industry. You don't see very many computer people. You don't see very many accountants and stuff in our industry, because they just want to focus on what can go wrong, not how to create success and how to have that. And that's why they don't ever get out of their rut, and they always stay where they're at. Okay. But I want to congratulate everyone here for being on this training and for having the open-mindedness and for getting started with ASEA, because that's the first step. You still have to do the actions and the consistency that we talked about earlier to achieve success, but the first step is the most powerful. Okay, it's being able to take that first step. So congratulations there. Now, in closing here, just some events and promotions awareness. We've got tons of things. Our whole peak performance track. Now, we've wrapped up qualifications for base camp and for the Ascent event. Matter of fact, the Ascent event is wrapping up today there in Star Valley, Wyoming. But you still can get to the Envision conference if you achieve the rank of bronze executive, okay, by September. The Diamond Summit, if you're not already at an executive rank, it's going to be a stretch for you to qualify for Diamond Summit. But go for it. What have you got to lose? Like Les says as well, shoot for the stars, because even if you come up short, you're still going to land on the moon, right? And so basically, what have you got to lose? Go shoot for that. And if you don't make it this year, heck, you may end up qualifying for the event next year. But go through the base camp, the Ascent, the Envision conference. Go through all these at ASEAimpact.com. In the recognition section, the peak performance, go through that, know what you're looking for, know what you should be targeting, keep that vision clear in your head, okay, because that's what's going to get you there. This year's Diamond Summit, by the way, is going to be in Costa Rica at the beautiful JW Marriott in Guanacaste. Again, like I said, go there, visualize this, because even if you don't hit it this year, it's going to be, that image is going to burn in you to achieve it the next year, okay? The Amplify Tour, we've wrapped up the European tour, and the rooms were jam-packed up there. The next huge corporate event on schedule is the International Convention in Salt Lake City. It is our 5th year anniversary. Go to ASEAinslc.com to register. Again, ASEAinslc.com. Take advantage of the ultra early bird rate of $109. And that time has been extended until August 1st. Okay, so be sure to take advantage of that. And I think they've even extended it more, but again, I encourage you to take advantage of it as soon as possible. What that does is it sets the commitment in you that you're going to be there and that you're going to have the highest level of success possible. You're going to walk across that stage being recognized for all of your efforts and achievements. Okay, so set that in motion, get registered, book your hotel room. You'll see there's information there on the properties that we're going to be attached to. So make sure you do that. It sets a sequence of events in motion and a commitment level in motion so that you are there. Bob Mowat said, you can't leave footprints in the sands of time if you're sitting on your butt. And who wants to leave butt prints in the sands of time? All right, everyone, that's all I got. Thank you so much for hanging in there. Now, if you do have any questions, I will field questions as well with regards to product as well as opportunity. But let me go ahead and stop the recording here so that we can can this and have it for later.